Verbatim.
A verbatim travel story. A trip to Chicago. Hey everyone, language coach Sean here, ready to share my latest adventure. We took a road trip from Toronto to Chicago, but before we got to the Windy City, we made a quick stop in Shipshewana, Indiana, which is known for its large Amish community. The Amish are known for their simple living, no cars, no electricity, and definitely no smartphones. We saw their horse-drawn buggies everywhere and explored some of the local shops where they sell handmade goods like quilts and crafts. It felt like stepping into another world. After that, we went to the Blue Gate Performing Center, which has become a top spot for concerts and performances. It started as a small venue catering to local traditions, but now attracts big names from all over. That night, we saw the amazing Chris Botti, a Grammy-winning trumpet player who wowed the audience. I even scored a set list. One of the coolest moments was meeting Willie Nelson. Yes, the legend himself. We took a photo together, and somehow I even ended up with his hat. Not bad for a day's work, right? We ended the evening with ice cream while watching the sunset, then headed to bed, ready for the next day in Chicago. When we arrived in Chicago, we drove right into the city's history. Chicago is famous for its incredible architecture and is often called the birthplace of the skyscraper. Our first stop was the Chicago River Walk, a beautiful path along the Chicago River. From there, you can see some of the city's most iconic buildings, like the Wrigley Building and the unique Mariana Towers. The next day, we visited the Navy Pier, which was originally built in 1960. It's now a fun spot with lots to do. And we couldn't miss the Centennial Wheel, a massive Ferris wheel with stunning views of the city skyline. Speaking of the skyline, Chicago is one of the most famous in the world, towering buildings all around with Lake Michigan on one side. Our third day was all about architecture. We went on an architecture tour, starting on Michigan Avenue, where you'll find famous buildings like the John Hancock Center and Willis Tower. Chicago is a city built for architecture lovers, and everywhere you turn, there's something unique to see. For lunch, we visited Bill Murray's Caddyshack restaurant. Bill Murray, if you don't know, is a legendary comedian and actor. His restaurant is a tribute to his movie Caddyshack, a hilarious golf comedy. The place is laid back and filled with fun memorabilia from the movie. You'd know Bill Murray from Ghostbusters or Groundhog Day. Of course, we couldn't leave Chicago without trying its famous deep dish pizza. We stopped by Illuminati's, one of the top spots for the Chicago classic. Deep dish pizza is more like a pizza pie, thick crust, loads of cheese, and toppings all baked to perfection. It's been around since the 1940s and is a must-try if you're ever in the city. After a few days of exploring, eating, and taking in the sights, it was time to head home. Chicago is an amazing city, full of history, great food, and unforgettable views. Can't wait for the next adventure.